Hello and welcome back to the channel. Today we've got another review, another kit just come in, as in I've just bought another kit, not it's just been released or anything like that, because it's an old kit. We're going to be reviewing the Mig29 Fulcrum Farnborough with weapon, and looks a nice looking kit. It's 1/72 scale. So it's made by Hasegawa. And it's a nice box out on the front, and then we've nothing much along the sides really. Just little bits of information here and there. There we go. Gonna have a look in this, see what we got. Let's move over to the other camera. So here we are. So let's have a look in the box. I'm a big fan of the Russian kits, the Russian jets. I love their colouring, I love their design. So this is going to be really enjoyable. I think we'll look at that first. Yeah. Sprues are just in one bag. Mig kits are normally can be quite big, such as and the SU flankers. So Russian jets, I should say, can be quite big. So when you see one that's like 1/72, don't be put off thinking it's going to be a tiny little thing, because chances are it's actually going to be quite big. Built up. What have we got here? How to affix tyre decals, preparing resin parts, how to prepare etched metal parts. Oh, I've never seen one of those before. So we're going to have a look at the I don't know. These are not cartograph. I'd be very surprised if they are. They look quite thick on here. Maybe it's just me. There's nothing wrong with them. But let me show you. They're all in register. No, sorry. Let me get my loop, if I can remember where I've put it. Although I can normally tell just by having a very close look. No, they're not. They're slightly out of register. So I retract my earlier statement. I just a quick glance. I'm so used to the decals being in register lately that it's very rare you actually get them like this. But they're slightly out of register. You can see the writing's not clear, and you can see on certain areas the colours are shifted to one side. More noticeable on, where did I see it? Where it was worst, on these here, just below my finger. Is it number 28 and 29? The centre colours are slightly out. Is it going to focus for me? Come on. Now you want to. I don't know if you can tell it. It's slightly out anyway. So it's nothing drastic. You won't see it. I wouldn't have thought. Not unless somebody comes up with one of these and gives you a huge sort of plane of going over with what sort of magnifying lens, then you might see it. So maybe if you're entering into a competition or something serious of professional level, you might want to get some fresh decals. But for the amateurs amongst us, these are fine. The glass, it's clear. That's about it. It's not the clearest I've seen. Perhaps I'm just becoming too fussy. It wouldn't have been long ago that I would have said that was crystal clear and perfect, but since then I've seen some really good stuff, and it's not bad, it's just not great. But there you go. I did only pay £10 for this kit. I've never really reviewed a Hasegawa kit before, at least not in their own boxing. So this will be my first time looking at one of their manuals as well, I think. So this is, oh, it's a gatefold. So fairly self-explanatory, really. We've got don't know if we can see this, but basically, let me turn it around. Actually, yeah, turn it around. So you've got the cockpit going together there, really. Upper and lower halves getting assembled. Intakes going together there. Then you've got, they look like the nozzles. Are they the nozzles? And then, just fold that out of the way a minute. Coming along here, we've got the wings and parts going together, nozzles going on there. And then we're going to have the landing gears coming together here, flaps and other tyres, etc. And then we've got some weapons, cockpit going on there, pylons, armaments going on underneath there. And then on the back we have all the painting and decaling guide. So that covers that. It's fairly straightforward, nothing special, but it does what it does, so no problems with that. Now then, the plastic, the important parts, all in one bag. So be careful when you take it out in case there's any broken bits. You see there are some fine bits that could get broken. So 2 main sprues, 1 little sprue and 1 smaller sprue. So we'll do the 2 small ones first. These are just these are just weapons and pylons that the weapons sit on. So they're detailed enough for what they are. A little bit of detail on this rocket here, and thankfully haven't got to put any fins on these like you normally do, which I am grateful for, because I find them a pain in the arse at times. These little fins, they never seem to match up right for me, and always end up with them looking odd or bent, and so there we go. And then on here, this is more of the same. Now I think this is a fuel tank. I'm not certain, but I believe these are fuel tanks. external fuel tanks, and again more rockets. And I'm sorry, there's 2 fins that have to go on the front, but that's all. Nothing really to show you on those. Now we come to the 2 main ones. We'll start with the top. The plastic looks to be quite a brittle plastic. It's not a soft plastic like Airfix's say. So right, detail. Panel lines are nice. I wouldn't say they're as deep as Airfix's, or as maybe as wide. So yeah, I would say they're okay. We've got lots of nice detail going on. There's lots of scratch marks, especially on this top canopy, where, let's see if we can get a bit of light on. Will that make it better or worse? So if you can see the level of detail there. If you're getting that scratched surface, you know, it's nothing serious, it'll go. Try and get the best possible position of this light to see these panel lines. There we go, that might be a better one. So we're looking at the vents go all the way through, which is nice, so you may catch a glimpse of something underneath. And if we just come in there, you can see they're very sort of shallow, narrow. Very nice. Got a little bit of, let's go back here. We've got a lot of detail on the back. You can see the panel lines along the back there. Nice and crisp. I don't know how deep they are actually. My only concern is they wouldn't be deep enough. They're very, very shallow. I don't know, possibly you may need to scribe them a bit deeper once you've had your primer on and your paint on. There might not be a lot to see. They sort of almost feel smooth when you rub your fingers over the whole lot. There's barely anything. So I don't know. I won't know until I sort of paint it. But they may need scribing in a little bit deeper. I've never really done any scribing, so I can't say for definite. We've got some smaller flaps here, wheel flaps, and we've got some landing gear going on there. Tyres, are they weighted? No, I don't think they are. Just seeing if they've got anything on them. There's a nice little bit of detail on the wheels, but nothing extravagant. This is quite an old kit, I think. We've got some tiny pieces down here. There. Ooh. Come on, focus in. There we go. And go this way. And I think that would be the pitot tube. Come on. Anyway, you get the idea. You can see that that's small. And then we've got that's the rear stabilizer, and they're the rear. So not too bad. Reverse side, there's nothing of any concern at all. Any ejector pin marks are not really in problem areas. The only downside to this, I've just noticed, no, that's it. I thought the nozzles were built in, but they're not. Nozzles are over there. It's just an odd pattern. And then finally, the last one. You can see these are badly scratched from where they've been in the packet together. You can see that where they've rubbed and caught against each other, they're in a poor state. Ooh, that felt like that was breaking off. I do like this plastic, it feels quite strong. So what do we got going on here? These are obviously the wings and the bottom. So let's look at the wings first. So we've got the holes pre-drilled for the pylons, which is nice. It means you don't have to do them yourself, although that's not a problem. But then we've got the engine nozzles, which are nicely detailed. Some tiny detail there. Come on. Sometimes it's better to go closer than further away. It's focusing in on my t-shirt, that's the problem. What have we got? Where were we? Where were we? There we go. Hard to show. I should have put. So we've got that familiar striping on the nozzles. And we've got the seat, the pilot, not very well detailed, the pilot. Trouble is the scale is so small that to paint that, there are people out there that could do it, don't get me wrong, it's just I'm not one of them. So we've got the seat, and then there's another part to the seat. So the seat is not very well detailed at all. In fact, I would say the whole cockpit's not very well detailed at all. I haven't seen, no, I have not seen a cockpit as such. And now we've got these funny little pieces up here, I don't know what they are. So it is a very small kit, really. It's not going to take very long to build at all, I wouldn't think. But built right and built proper, it could be a nice addition. Now I just want to check, because there's two things I noticed there. Firstly, There is a little cockpit of sorts there, but I didn't see. I just want to double check. A3. So basically, your cockpit is. Oh, that's it. That's your control panel. Yeah, that's your control panel. So that is, oh, we've got a bit of flash on there as well. I was just about to say it looks okay, there didn't appear to be much flash. There isn't much flash, but there is some. And that's just on there, on the edge there. So, don't know what the fit will be like. I don't really want to clip them out there. Can we get them? No, too hard to tell. I think the fit's going to be okay, to be honest. With the wings on, it's going to be quite a nice little kit. It's going to stand about, yeah, so not bad. So anyway, there we have it. That's the Mig29 Fulcrum Farnborough with weapon by Hasegawa in 1/72 scale. I hope you've enjoyed the review. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And all that's left for me to say is happy modelling and bye for now.